Morning all. Oh, there face the sun. There you go. My name's Tim. It's How to Murder Feet, a walking video sort of thing I do because I haven't got much else on. It is Sunday the 28th of January and it's 20 to midday, 11:34 or something. And I'm back here at, I don't know, How Outfall, Coates Outfall, something. That's the Dengie marshes over there. I don't know what those two Range Rovers are doing. Probably nature conservy, birdwatchy people perhaps. Can't see any people anywhere. Yeah, this is where I fetched up last time. And last time was about 5 weeks ago. Yes, I mean, some of you think I may have died out here and I wouldn't blame you. It's quite bleak, unforgiving terrain, not much in sight. But yes, I don't know, I just got a feeling 2024 is going to be one of those years because I had the worst luck. There's been like 10 named storms up to this point, and normally there's only been about 3 or 4 in the storm season up to now, most years. I just had Jocelyn, which was why I wasn't out last weekend. Weekend before that I had food poisoning, which I think I contracted during a happy birthday dad meal I hosted for my dad, and he got it too, so you know. Then the week before that was another named storm. The week before that I had a prior engagement. The week before that I had a weird lump grow on the underside of my foot, on the inside of the arch, somewhere around here-ish, which I thought might be a plantar fibroma after my online Wikipedia diagnosis. Yeah, it felt like I was walking around with a stone in my shoe, but the stone was underneath my skin, which is really highly unpleasant. I was hobbling a bit, but that went away after 4 days before I could show it to a doctor, and hasn't been back since. So I don't know, not sure what that was about, but I thought I can't walk 15 miles with it like this. And that gave me a bit of a scare because I thought, what if this never goes away? I thought, you know, I was entertaining the possibility that I might never be able to hike again, and that this might be the terminus. But you know, it turned out all right in the end. But yeah, it made me think. Puts things in perspective. So here I am anyway. And then yeah, there was like Christmases and Boxing Days. I think I was going to do Christmas Eve, but there was like terrible weather again or something. And then I was going to do Boxing Day, but I ate so much on Christmas Day I physically hurt and couldn't get out of bed that comfortably. So anyway, here we all are again. New year, new path, same Tim, whatever. So today, it's a short one because I've had to do a loop trip. Like I say, this is about midday nearly, more or less, after having got up at 6 o'clock, driven for 3 hours, some of which included a closed M25, which evocatively had a flashy sign up saying animals in road, and so many animals in such a chaotic state, I imagine, that the entire carriageway was closed and we all had to go off to the M40 or something, so that all got very confusing. So I was half an hour later here than I wanted to be. And then I've had to walk from, well, actually, you can see it. Let me come back in zoom mode. There we go, back in zoom mode. Right, 10 times zoom, boing. So that white block on the horizon is Bradwell nuclear power station, decommissioned. I'll look up on Wikipedia some more stats before we get there so I can seem knowledgeable when I arrive. But more or less next to that is a car park, a public car park for like local dog walkers and nature trails and things, and I've abandoned my baby there, and hopefully it's still there and isn't on fire or anything, or hasn't absorbed a horrific amount of nuclear radio-tied things. So who knows. But actually, yeah, that's decommissioned. It's been, I don't know, 2005. I'll look up the numbers, but it's been not a proper nuclear power station for at least a decade at this point, probably more. There's like 4 cars in the car park of the actual place when I got there. Security people probably. Anyway, I need to walk to there because that's where my car is. So that's today. I mean, it's really unambitious today. I'm going to do about 7 miles of coast path and then I'm going to have to go home because it's another 3 hours probably to get home across London M25 on a Sunday night before work in the morning. So yeah, I mean, you almost might start to not enjoy things at this stage. This day stage here, this curve of coast, is probably going to be the furthest day trip I'm going to practically be able to do from my house ever. Going north from here, it's going to have to be backpack stuff. I mean, I'll carry on day tripping back down to Malden, but that's that sort of way, a few more days. I think I've got maybe 2 or 3 more days after the power station to do on the Sundays. And then I'm finished forever, really. Everything after that is going to be backpacks and trains and weeks off work. Because I just can't do this anymore. I'm going to spend 6 hours driving today and probably only about 5 hours hiking. So, I mean, of course, January doesn't help either. Sun sets at 4:30 today, thereabouts. So we've already got half an hour on the stuff we were doing in late December. So but I'd lost that half an hour through traffic problems this morning, so swings and roundabouts. Anyway, I'm going to go and get on with it. I mean, that's where I go, up there, and then turn along that seawall. I've seen some fantastic mass migratory murmurations of birds swooping around across the tops of these marshes. I think they look like geese, but I couldn't be sure, and I couldn't get the camera out quick enough to show you, so that's no good, is it? I'll have to keep an eye out for future ornithology options as we go today. But yeah, let's crack on. Yeah, first turn is for a slow pan, taking the majesty of the landscape. Wind turbines spinning merrily today. It's not very windy today, about 10 miles an hour. Thought that was acceptable. It's persistent and a bit chilly though, about 5 to 7 degrees I think. And the wind takes a few more off. I'm alright though, got all the gear wrapped up warm. Don't know what that forlorn structure used to be, probably a bird hide. This is the Dengie marshes we're looking at here. Just pan back again, see some of the extent. It goes right to the horizon. 100 square miles maybe, I don't know, I'm very bad at estimating that sort of thing. You can just about see the buildings on the tip of Foulness Island at the south there. Yeah, this is all just bird sanctuary, wildlife reserve, marshland, reed beds. See some flecks of sand on the far edges. I don't know if any of it's beach per se, but a couple of dunes out there. I don't know what the law is regarding stomping around out there, but I don't want to. It's tough going for a start, and also bird sanctuary, yeah, leave it alone. Recessed farmland here. This is all going to be gone if these seawalls ever go. This marshland seems pretty static. Seems to be, I don't know what it's like at high tide. I don't know what tide it is at the moment. But does the water come all the way up to the edge? Maybe. But yeah, a lot of productive farmland out there. There are hills and trees and things in the back there. Southminster, I think, over there. I got the train in the end when I walked back. Walked to Southminster and got the train. It took about a mile off. It was about 2 or 3 miles, I think, off the train from Southminster back to Burnham Crouch. So I've done most of that line now. But yeah, the walking to and from doesn't count. It's the walking on the trail I have to do properly. Right. Yeah, so New Horizons ahead, a bit hazy, so it's hard to see anything super detailed when we get there. We'll get to the end and the turn before the power station. We're going to have a proper scan at the weeks ahead, because all of that across there is the other side of the river Blackwater estuary. And that's all going to be backpacking in May for me, that is. I think you've got Harwich and Felixstowe, that's the big things at the far extent at that end, but I don't even think I'm going to get to there in May, because I'll get the flappy bit of paper out in a bit, but yeah, pretty much all the coast path around here decides not to make use of any ferries. So quite a lot of river inland detouring, as I've been finding over the past, well, seems like a lifetime. So yeah, we'll see. I think it's going to be slow progress along here until we get to like Heidelberg or Orford or Great Yarmouth, really. And once we get the other side of Harwich, Felixstowe maybe, then the river nonsense sort of dies out a bit. There's more bridges. But then we end up with a big long sweep straight up the coast to Great Yarmouth, around past Cromer and then into the Wash, Lincolnshire, that sort of thing. I don't know. It's far too far ahead to think about. But I'm starting to revise my overall progress on the grand plan. I think it's going to take me much longer than I thought, because a lot of these rivers are a problem. It's like extra days and days to go inland to the nearest bridge as opposed to using any ferries that may or may not be there. But, you know, I've decided to do the England coast path, and that's what that is. So yeah, anyway, bitch, moan. So yeah, just going to make an easy one today. Just to get this tail end of southern Essex sorted out. Get to Malden, and then I can regroup and rethink my life choices. I probably will keep at it, but it'll be a much more relaxed pace. In general, the actual weeks will be quite hellish, I expect. Yeah, it's nice out here in the winter, actually. I mean, this is all nice and low for a start. No, well, I don't think anyone's been here and mown this. I think it just gets trodden, and during the winter the tall stuff dies off. Because we saw some of the stuff I was stomping through around Canvey Island and the sort of the north bank of the Thames. That was quite summery at that point, and some of this was really quite hard going. This is nice and easy actually. It's good, solid. Yeah. Not seen anyone really about. Dog walker earlier. I got barked at quite loudly. It was a golden Labrador, so I don't think it was going to go for the throat or anything, but even so, who wants to be barked at? Not me. The owner sort of, quarter of a mile away, just shouting its name over and over again. It's like, yeah. I mean, I get that the dog's probably called that, but does the dog know the dog's called that? I don't know. But yeah, apart from that, quite chill today. So yeah, I mean, as you can see, it's a bit of a featureless yomp, so I go places in my head largely for this, but I'll probably talk to you some more. When we see a thing, there's probably a thing somewhere up there. There's a big old ancient church on the end. We're going to intersect something called St Peter's Way, which starts somewhere, don't know, Canterbury or something, London, don't know, somewhere religious that way, and eventually winds its way out to the coast here and stops at the little church we're going to see. Which is incidentally also where I was going to plan on camping for the last night of my... Remember this theoretically is still my September backpack hiking week. So, epic fail. But yeah, I was planning on dumping the tent somewhere near this church at the for the ahead of the last day of that trip. How we learn. I don't think I do learn, though, that's the problem. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to head down and hike some more. Wow. Okay, I think I know where that murmuration went. Let's try some extreme zooming. Hopefully this is in the centre of the shot. Oh no, hey. Gulls? Terns? I don't know. Black top, white belly. Are they geese? I'm quite far away, obviously, otherwise, because I'm going to go stomping past there and they're just going to take off like a rocket, and I'm going to feel bad because who knows how much calories that consumes. Sudden flight when you don't need to. But yeah, you can see they are systematically destroying that field from the middle out. I don't know what time-lapse photography would look like, but probably quite horrifying. And then farmers complain about ramblers and hikers. I mean, in the distance you can maybe hear, don't know, obviously now I'm filming you won't be able to, but you can sort of hear distant pops going on, which I don't think are guns. I think they're crow scarer type, compressed gas, mortar type arrangements that just make a loud bang every so often on a timer clock. Designed to stop that kind of thing happening, I guess, but I mean, you see in the middle it's utterly brown. It's like they just landed and started to work out from the middle. Almost like locusts with wings. Oh yeah, locusts do have wings. You know what I mean. Anyway, I've got to go past that, so maybe they'll take off and do a big formation flight, unwillingly. I'll see if I can capture it. I don't know, plovers? Gonna have to look that up. Well, there you go, anyway. So, close as an approach and zoom as I'm likely to get without setting them all off. Distinctive tails. Don't know what that means. And for contrast, there's the 9th, I think, foil balloon I've seen today. Fetched up in the edge of the marsh. I don't want to scramble down there and grab that one. It looks like it's still partially inflated as well. I always feel bad to not being able to grab them all, to be honest. Half of them are in dense thickets. I do my bit by not buying any in the first place. It's just turned into a pet peeve, I think, that over the last, only really on the Thames and the east coast I've noticed them, to be honest. Not all the way around from Minehead around Cornwall and back up the south coast. I've not really noticed any. Prevailing winds must fetch them up here from all over the country. Yeah. Of course it's stopped now, isn't it? I mean, typical. I tried to tell someone else and nothing. But yeah, I played a lot of contemporary military shooters in my time, and that's definitely sounded like gunfire coming from around this island over there, which is plausible actually, because that is an MOD base. I imagine they've got some kind of firing range on there somewhere. Yeah, look, another one of these. You can tell they're serious about the coastal defence when it comes with a concrete top. You can walk, you can perambulate along. Time for a bit of hard surface strolling, I think. So we've got some sort of chain of boats out there. I think these are concrete barges, which, you know, counterintuitively were a thing. Apparently boats made of concrete can float. I think it's something to do with principles of buoyancy and such. Oh yeah, big flock of birds zooming around in front of it as well. Unfortunately I'm in the wrong zoom mode. But yeah, I guess they've been towed out there and stuck just to give this corner of coast a bit more durability. So the marshes are coming to a bit of an end now. You can start to see the actual sea. Oh God, look, another one. Once you see one, you just can't stop seeing them. Is that another one? Whatever. So yeah. Well, I think that's seagulls. It was like white flickering. Let's try some more zooming. Back in a sec. Yeah, they're all on the mud there. Newly exposed mud flats with worms and whatnot. Going in or coming out? I think they might be going out still. And yeah, you can see the concrete barges there, just literally boat-shaped hulks of concrete dropped in the muddy shallows, towed out there to be deliberately marooned. Gives the coast a bit more defence on that corner. And then if I hold it steady enough, we can see gleaming white boats and caravans and cottages and things on the far horizon. That's all May, that is. Mersey Island somewhere out there, and then I don't know. Yeah, maybe Harwich. Harwich. Another one of those pronunciation minefields. It's got a W in it. Too many silent letters in this language. Yeah, holiday parks and things, I think. Anyway, let's keep going. Enjoy the concrete. It's an odd thing to say. Interesting textures out there as well. Little furrows that the drain off makes on a habitual basis. They sort of persist between tides. So that's Marsh House Pumping Station, apparently. Guess it does what it says on the door, because that's quite a bit lower, that whole channel in the back there. It's a bit lower than the sea, so I guess sometimes it's necessary to pump the water uphill, yeah, to get it out into here. I mean, that'd make an excellent bothy, frankly, for the footsore long distance hiker, but to be honest, if it was getting dark anywhere around here, would be good. Be out of the way, not in the middle of the path, not blocking anyone, but not on any private farming land, you know. It's the kind of thing to look for. Probably get surprised by early morning dog walkers and so on, but that goes with the territory. I don't know, lots of options. Fortunately, I don't have to worry about it this week, but I will again soon. Yeah. Some sort of car moving across the sort of Range Rover, going up and down there. Ornithologist, farmer, who knows. Working landscape. There are people out and about. Just few and far between. And the weather and the remoteness of it all. I'll say remote, we're probably still only, what, I don't know, 40 miles from London, maybe? 30 miles perhaps? It's hardly the Scottish Highlands, which hopefully I won't have to tackle at all. Not on a hiking week anyway. I'd like to visit, but yeah, I think on balance, Scotland as part of the Great British Coast Path is probably a no-no for me. We'll stick to England. It's enough of a challenge as it is. To be honest, I wonder if I'll get out of Essex in my lifetime. Listening to the whooshing of those. They're quite far away and a little bit loud. Yeah, I could start to understand why people might not want one in their garden, but I think it's quite a soothing noise. I just looked it up. Gridwatch UK or Gridwatch UK or whatever. It's a website that just shows current power generation by fuel type in the UK. Apparently 13.6 gigawatts from, well, not those specific wind turbines, but all wind turbines in the country over the last 10 minutes, which makes up 41% of our national energy demand. Yeah, I didn't look up nuclear, I probably should. Little squat block in the distance there, contributing 0. Yeah, so like I say, when the conditions are right, they are good. Yeah. Don't know if there's any out to sea. I know there was a big farm off to the south, but I think we've moved out of sight of that one now. There'll be more as we go up the coast, I expect. Quite a few on the east coast. Oh, we've got a building, a point of interest. A World War II thing, or a Environment Agency, please do not climb on this structure thing. I started thinking of them as the Environment Agency, please do not climb on this structure as the name, because that's pretty much everything all the signs say around here. Like every tiny little wooden support or metal post's got that on it. You must have a real problem with locals climbing on the structures. Yeah, find out what that is. I've done it again, look, and I've talked about a thing that's too far away and now I have to walk in awkward silence to it while still filling and padding the air. No, I'm not going to do it, I'll stop. Okay, just looked it up. Nuclear generation in the last 10 minutes is 3.6 gigawatts, which is about 13% of our national demand. So about a quarter of that being generated by the wind. Today, because, you know, conditions. And as I say, that one's generating squat. It's nice that I've just been reflecting on being able to hear that. I don't know if you can hear it. I can hear the sea now, and we're near enough I can actually hear the waves now that the marshland's sort of thinned a bit. I can actually hear the sort of splashing of waves on my right hand side as I walk, and that's just brilliant. it's something I've been used to for so long, and then all this sort of Essex estuary stuff. And a lot of the Thames doesn't really generate the same wave sound. You know, it splashes against the banks a lot, but it's not the sea. It's nice to be hearing it, you know. Remind myself I'm on some kind of coast path. It's good. So try and drink my fill, because I think we're going to turn left and go down a massive river estuary again for the next couple of days. But I think it's quite tidal, so there'll probably still be a bit of a splashy, wavy thing. So that'll be all right. It's good. Coming up on that church now, I can see the sort of grey building in the distance there, the little chapel. I think we go right past that. See what we see when we get there. It's Sunday, it might be in use, I don't know. Okay, we've got some symbols. There's my old friend. Always good to see. This one, St. Peter's Way. Cross keys, upside down crucifix thing. And then just general footpath with the three scimitars of Essex. They're scimitars or sabres? I'm not sure. Curved hook swords. This is the traditional weapon of these parts. Yeah, St. Peter's, I suppose that must be St. Peter's Church then. I'll have to look it up, but yeah. I'll be zeroing in on that large, oh God, here we go, Norman, maybe? Large old building from the past. Okay, so we actually go around the far end of there, then along a bit, and then we get a sweep along the coast back towards the power station and the car park, and hopefully my car. That's good. I could do a bit of a sit down actually. I've taken to carrying those little snack packs of peanuts with me, because I do normally carry a massive bag of like 800 calories worth of, so it's about 250 grams worth of nuts, you know, getting on for quite a lot. And that's the problem with that, that's great for survival, but once you open the bag you're stuck because they go everywhere otherwise. But I thought, oh no, they do these little multi-pack pouch ones, so that would be ideal. So I can just have one and not have to eat all the nuts in one go. So I've got some of those, so that might have to do for lunch, because I'm just not seeing packet of crisps and pint of lemonade pub type situations much these days. It's all a bit bleak, and this is only going to get bleaker going forward, I think. Moving away from convenient civilization, train routes, bus routes, and obliging lunchtime pubs, moving into the wilderness a bit. Certainly today, anyway. So yeah, so I'm going to find something moderately dry to sit on, and maybe have a bit of some water and some munch, and rest the legs a little bit. Been going pretty much solidly all day today, actually. I must have done up to about, must have done about, getting on for 10 by now, 10 miles. It's not a lot really, but when you haven't done it all month, 5 weeks since your last serious walk, it's, yeah, hey-ho. See if I can get to the church. I can see figures moving across. There's pedestrians walking in front of it, from right to left. Left to right, rather. I'm in the wrong zoom mode, you have to take my word for it. Yeah. It's alright, they're quite far away, I'm probably safe. Reaching some kind of civilization in car park. There's people. People over there. People over there. Just past some people over there. Yeah, I was casting about for here actually. This was probably going to be my penultimate night's stay before the last week on the last sleepover on my September week. Probably on that corner there, but I don't have to worry about that now. Right, I have to go through these woods and navigate passage through there, I think. And this weird church place in the middle of nowhere. Well, this is all nice and sheltered. The things you see when you don't have a tent. Footpaths over there. I'm going to go along here now, and over up that side there. That's some sort of bird hide observatory. And yeah, this is the church, I think. Let's have a bit of a closer wander. Diss it loudly whilst there are people just the other side, that kind of thing. Often happens to me. This marks the end of the St. Peter's Way. This building here. Some religious significance, I imagine. I don't know, I've not done my research as usual. Let's back off a bit. Okay, it's a bit of a church. You can see the foundations of where the other bit would have been. Bricked up this end, I suppose, to what, save it from the erosion. Would have been another piece here. Nave, pulpit, something. I don't look that old, to be honest. Unless it's had a lot of restoration work done. Ah, look, here's a sign. There we go, learn something. Athona Roman Fort and St. Sed's Monastery. Ah. To the Athona community. Oh, some sort of religious retreat through there. I think I saw that, yeah. Right. What could have kept in there? Yeah. Closed at the moment. Does that say signs? Is it ever used for services? It's probably just a monument now. Oh no, I'm not. There we go. Could have kept in here. Guess it's used for services. Oh, shucks. Not born in a barn. Yeah, interesting. Oh god, loads of people and dogs. This is like something of a perfect storm for me right now. I shall put this away and talk to you again soon. Going that way, obviously. Yeah, suddenly got quite popular. I think I'm obviously on some sort of Sunday afternoon walk loop now. It's good path. Go over there. Yeah, so there's the power station, so I'm aiming at the end of today's jaunt. What time is it? 20 to 2, yeah, I think 3 o'clock finish probably. That suits me fine. And schlep my way back across the South motorway network via a motorway services with large amount of junk food for sale. Look, actually at the shoreline now, just in this last sort of 200 metres or so, it's the marshes have sort of retreated back to nothing because we're basically coming up on the actual hard turn of this headland now. So this is the sea, well, that's the Blackwater estuary. We're going to take a left turn up here. See, you can even see the wall goes to concrete again. And we leave the sea behind for a bit. Well, quite a way actually. So I think that in the distance is the island of Mersey, confusingly similarly named to the river in Liverpool. This is S-E-A, not S-E-Y. Which I'm going to have to look how to circumnavigate on my May week somehow. This is I might find it's a sheppy situation. I may bail on the entire thing. I don't know. Preliminary cursory research suggests there are footpaths that go broadly around the edge, but it might be a lot of inland roads and things. Who knows? See what I can do. Not worrying about that today. There we go, the North Sea. That way, Norway or Denmark, depending what angle you're looking at. Yeah. So I think those gleams in the distance is Breitling Sea. I'm not sure you can see Harwich or Felixstowe from here. I think they might be even further round. Don't know. But yeah. So from here, for the next few days, including the rest of today, turn left and head west again, and into the setting sun. Basically, we're on the sort of zigzag, jaggedy coast that leads eventually to Malden, which, to be honest, I'd never really heard of until I was doing the research for this trip. I'm sure it has many unique charms. At which point my day tripping stops. I can consider that another chapter closed. Look forward to future chapters to come. But anyway, I'll just enjoy this brush with the North Sea for a while. About a slow pan. Lonesome shoreline at the edge of the world. One edge anyway. Are there these? Again, no idea of the species. So we spend so much time walking around in the countryside, I know surprisingly little about it, which I think helps preserve the mystique for future trips. You never learn anything, everything is a surprise. Alright, around we go. Start heading out the Blackwater. Yeah, it's amazing having the sum total of human knowledge in my pocket. Even out here, I get enough bars that I can browse Wikipedia to look up facts before making up some shit to talk to you about. Anyway, so that's Bradwell nuclear power station, 2 Magnox reactors. It's decommissioned. It was built in 1950. It was started construction in 1957. It started operating 5 years later. It closed 40 years later than that. And will take around 90 years to decommission, final demolition, site clearance, which I think illustrates some of the problem with nuclear reactors and nuclear power in general. 5 years to build, 40 years worth of electrical generation. It was rated to 300 megawatts apparently, but some sort of mild steel corrosion in the core meant they could only get 240 out of it, so 242 I think it's rated at. They ran at that for 40 years, till 2002. It's been decommissioning ever since. It's now 2024, that's still ongoing. Yeah, and according to Wikipedia, final site clearance and demolition of that building will take place somewhere around 2093. Which, yeah, so basically they run for 40, and take 90 to actually tidy up afterwards. And this is, you know, I don't think anything went spectacularly wrong or scandalously awry with this one. It just did its job and then was closed. So yeah, I mean, nuclear's clever and powerful and everything, but it comes with a lot of problems. It's complicated, costly. I mean, I don't even know about the pricings and so on. The same Wikipedia article said that in around 2016, some Chinese nuclear state-owned organisation was considering building another site here for us, I suppose, commercially. I don't know. Doesn't look like there's anything construction work there now when I drove up to Park, so I guess that might still be planning or have been mothballed, but I don't know if that idea ever went away. But I suppose if you're going to build more nuclear power stations, the best place to do it is somewhere you already have the facilities. You have the access roads and everything, the electrical connections and so on. Makes sense to just use existing sites, because you can't do anything else with that site for another 50 or so years. What was it, 2024? Yeah, 70 years worth to go on the decommissioning there. I mean, I'm not going to be alive when that's ready to take down completely, I think, probably. So yeah. Once you have a nuclear power station, you've got it for life, basically, whether it's useful or not. That's the problem, is that you can't just turn them off and pack them up. It'd be all right if it would run for a further 70 years generating full power electricity, but no, that's not contributing to anyone at the moment. Yeah, and then when they do go wrong, they sometimes go very, very spectacularly wrong. Yeah, I mean, I'm a scientist, I'm a man of science. I generally believe in science and think it's clever and useful, but I don't know, pros and cons. Anyway, more photos when we get nearer, I'm sure. Killing time to let a dog walker get clear. Let's do a pan shot. Oh, that's quite pretty. In an understated way, that's the village of West Mersey, I think. It looks like they go in for beach huts in a big way. Not going to bother zooming, just take the distant perspective, it's fine. Yeah. It's nice. I think it would be nicer in summer, but maybe too hot in summer, so you know, something to be said for all seasons. See a few little boats out and about. Sailor there. Sort of cabin cruiser motorboat thing go off the other direction. Bit of a cold day for mucking about in boats, but I suppose, you know, just don't fall in. It's fine. Calm seas here. This is quite sheltered around the corner there, and also the wind's coming from behind me as well, so there's not much offshore breeze. Quite flat. Quite calm, quite tranquil. Yeah. The other side of that small ridge now. See the wind turbines on the other side. Yeah, it's been a nice day. Nearly there. Probably half a mile back to the car from here. Should be somewhere in that, by that building, that lower one. That's where the car park was. Oh, that's enough dawdling, this chilly wind gets in your bones. Yeah, a couple of folks fishing there, on there, over there. A couple of rods on the end. So the right kind of tide, I suppose. This does look like high tide now, yeah. Turn of the tide. I guess high tide when it just about turns is probably a good time to be doing shore fishing. I'm no expert. Someone flying a kite over there as well. A breezy. Yeah, this must be like a popular little park. I think I can see glints of cars in the car park. Yeah, I think that's where I parked. So yeah, okay, well that's good. Nearly there, I'll wrap up soon. Yeah, right, well, this looks like my stop. I'll go up there to the car park next. The edifice of industry, of something, science, progress, monolith. Seems quite poignant in a way. It's a big sealed metal box that no one can go in for 90 years. And then they'll take it down and bulldoze over it. Yeah, anyway. So yeah, I can't see Malden from here. There's probably a few crinkly ins and outs of coastline. Is that Northerney Island? It might be. It's like a tidal island, famous for being island with a tidal causeway, famous for being Viking raided. I mean, there's a lot of Viking raids went on around this area. Easy access, I suppose. Surprisingly popular January beach. I'd recommend not fishing or playing in the water, but I think that's not been outputting any hot water for the last 20 years, so I think it's probably fine. That's probably what that island over there is, the outflow intake. Not doing anything now. Right, and I'm going to go and head home, find some food, and wrestle with a broken boiler. Let's get someone to come and look at that on Monday. Thought I'm not going to let that put me off my trip today. Don't care, going anyway. It's going to be a cold shower when I get in. It's going to be unpleasant. Right, so with that, I'll see you next time. No idea when, but it'll be there sometime, probably.